Hello everybody, Dr. Shara here. Welcome to the training room. So I wanted to talk about those freebies that are in your practice, in your business, that can bring you referrals and people walking in your door immediately. So a lot of times we have so many things going on. We've got our referral strategies. We've got our new client strategies. We've got our retention strategies. If you don't, you should. But you've got so many things happening within your practice, within your business, that you're leaving some crumbs along the way. And so when you get to that point in the month when you realize, oh, I don't have enough new patients this month, or next month I have no new patients booked yet, you really start to panic and look outside of your practice. And really we're about looking inside out. That is all about what we train in our Inside the Patient Conversion Mastery. So when you look inside out, there are so many nuggets, so many crumbs that you've left behind, i.e. money on the table. So number one I want to talk about is our reactivations. So if you are doing them, congratulations. And if you're not, that's a conversation for another day. But all of that to say, I would say yes, please do them, because they're absolutely important. So what I encourage people to do with their reactivations is really center them around something. Obviously, people don't want to be bugged, they don't want to be bothered, don't be spammy, but really make it of value. There are 101 reasons why people don't come back to you, or they're finished, or they don't finish. It's life. Life got in the way. So number one is you need to make it easy for them to come find you again, and it be okay that they left. I know a lot of practitioners are very strict and they will excuse people, just like a teacher. Please leave my classroom. They won't invite people back if they haven't finished a course of care or they just didn't return, because they really, obviously they guard their reputation and want to guard results, but they make it very strong and very hard for people to come back. So what I'm asking you to is understand that life gets in the way. So the first thing about reactivations is you have to make it easy for people to come back to you, and it's okay that they left. No harping on them, no telling them all the horrible things about who they are and what they've done, and that's why that their conditions returned, because that's not helpful. That's not going to get them to the next level that they need to be at. So the first thing is make sure your reactivations are easy for people to be attracted to. There's no barrier for them to return. Number two, of course, we don't want to be so encouraging with our reactivations that we're calling people too often. So really set a schedule that's really great so that people hear from you, but not too often. You catch up with them and note things they've told you. Like maybe this month isn't a great month to return. Maybe they're away, maybe they're traveling. But take note of what they're telling you, because the next time you have a touch point with them, you have a new conversation piece. It isn't just about, hey, come see me. Hey, come into my practice. You know, take note of who they are. I remember when I was a waitress, and I waitressed for many years to get through university. Everyone always was marveled at me, like, because I never took notes on a piece of paper. And to my detriment, I still don't. Even in the practice, I have to go to the computer and type later. But I could remember just one or two nuggets from that person, whether it was, facial recognition or what they were wearing or a comment they made. And then I literally tied all of their information, their drinks, their menu, everything to that nugget of information. So when I returned and was able to deliver the food properly to the right person, the drinks to the right person, I also had conversation pieces about them individually. So they were absolutely amazed that I knew something, first of all. And secondly, they felt like I really took interest in them. A side tip, if you waitress, it's a really great way to get high tips. But that being said, the clients, your practice members, your patients are going to love that if you have something to talk about with them that's about them specifically. So you don't feel like another number on your Rolodex that you have to call this month because you're reactivating them. So number three, I want you to think of having your reactivations around something. Now let me explain. So obviously, if you're implementing a reactivation strategy, you're going to do it on some sort of regular basis. And there might be a few people that don't take you up on it 1, 2, or 3, or 4 times. So you want to change it up so that when you are contacting them, it's not always like, oh, hi, it's time for your 6-month checkup, and let's think of something that's exciting that they might want to actually attend. Make that barrier to return less difficult. So what I always recommend to my clients is have an event or a workshop or some sort of outreach or speaking engagement that's already planned. Don't plan it just for that person. But when you do your reactivations, use that as what you're inviting them to. Because you might be amazed. First of all, they might come and attend the event, and maybe they will or won't return to care, but they may invite a friend. Hint, hint. So now you've got a referral out of your reactivation and your phone call, and that person that may never come back has brought you a new person, and that person has a potential for referrals. So from that one client who never came back, that reactivation, you might end up with 3 new patients, which is fantastic. And the other great thing is it makes it new and fresh. So you're calling to invite them to something they may find interesting, will help them with their wellness journey, help them with their health, something they may know someone else may find interesting, and encourage them to share, because it's always about the sharing. And people don't like to come to these things alone. So if you welcome other people to come, and if there's a few people coming, those reactivations are generally more often coming back because they don't feel singled out. They feel like, oh, I'm part of the crowd. I was invited. I feel special. So I want you to really consider that when you start to implement your reactivation strategy. So our tip and our freebie for this week is really about reactivations. You want to make sure you're doing them first of all, because you'd be surprised how many practitioners are not doing them. You want to make sure that you're taking something personal from the conversation, even if it's your staff that's doing the reactivations, even if it's by email, if you're not phoning, which I'd recommend phoning at first. You want to get some sort of personal piece of information so that when you go back to them, you've got something that you can touch point with them outside of just asking them to come in the practice. And then lastly, if you have any events in the practice that are coming up, start to funnel your reactivations into those, because then they're able to share, invite, and bring people. So you've not only reactivated a practice member, but you've actually brought in a referral as well. So I hope that this has been totally helpful. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Otherwise, I want you to click the link below. You'll see it in the link, bit.ly/call Dr. Sherrod. In case you have any questions, we can have a coffee chat, see how we can implement some of these strategies into your practice and increase your practice, have greater impact, and of course, help more people. I hope you're having a great day. See you soon. Bye-bye.